Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to wherever you are. It is my privilege to address this great audience. Today, I will be speaking on company valuation using deep learning. So, company valuation plays a very important role. So, normally it is used by investment bankers, private equity funds, mutual funds, and those who are interested in merger and acquisitions. So, what happens is the company with less or no debt is an attractive option for investors. So, a company with high debt and low cash reserve has a higher risk. So, at the same time, it gives the highest value which a buyer can expect. And at the same time, for the seller, it will expect what is the minimum price one can accept. We can use company valuation to identify undervalued and overvalued companies. It is also useful in litigation, tax issues, and other disputes. So, company valuation obtained with the share price to determine the next course of action. It will be useful in asset allocation also. The other thing we have done is the normal valuation techniques. They go only by the financial parameters of the company. We have used the natural language processing and text analytics to include textual data also along with the financial data, and it has given good results. These are the financial parameters we have taken: enterprise value, sales, profit before interest, depreciation, and tax, and the price earning ratio. These are the financial parameters. These are the existing methods of the company valuation. One is the discounted cash flow, the other one is the weighted average cost of the capital. They have various assumptions and limitations. They do not use much of historical and alternate data like the news. So we have used artificial intelligence method and deep learning, and we have used this Keras and TensorFlow neural network for learning. We are able to extract complex patterns from historical data. This is the first time such work has been done on Indian data. So what we have done is we have taken 60 quarters of financial data from the companies that are normally traded in the exchange. So we have limited to Nifty 30 companies because these are the companies where a lot of investment goes on. If we take some other companies, we do not get the news part. News becomes very infrequent, and hardly we have any news for those companies. These data have been extracted from Center for Monitoring Indian Economy database. This is a very reliable database for Indian companies for the financial data. It is a neutral body. It doesn't belong to any one company like that. So we can rely on their data very much. What we have done is we have taken first 56 quarters of data to build the model, and last 4 quarters we have taken for the validation. We have used Keras and TensorFlow network for predicting enterprise value 1 year ahead. We have extracted news data from different sources like Bloomberg News Service, our Economic Times, company blogs, then company quarterly briefings, and other sources like analyst recommendations. We have used natural language processing to convert this news data into a sentiment. We have used both the methods. One is that lexical based dictionary lookup method, and other one is our machine learning method. For machine learning method, we need labeled data samples. It is very difficult to label them. So what we have done is we have taken about 30% of the news data and manually labeled using a team of about 3 to 4 experts. Then we have used machine learning to classify balance data. First time it makes an error. It doesn't classify very much because we have used only 30% of the data for machine learning. So whatever misclassified data is there, those data we have taken and then relabeled them again so that the manual effort will be very less. And again, we train the machine using our Keras TensorFlow so that after some 3 to 4 iterations, the machine is able to classify the news with almost 80 to 85% accuracy. First, we classified the news only into two sentiments, positive and negative. But somehow the accuracy of prediction was not good. So, what we did was we again classified the data, that is the sentiment data, into 5 groups: highly positive, positive, neutral, negative, and highly negative. So we made them into 5 groups. When we divided them into 5 groups, the accuracy was much better. We analyzed about 15,000 total news items for about 15 to 20 companies. We have taken companies covering pharma, IT, heavy engineering, banking, software, and public sector companies so that it provides a wide spectrum of companies for validation of our model. So, apart from financial parameters, those financial parameters which I told, EV to profit before interest, depreciation, and tax, enterprise value to sales, then enterprise value to price equity growth, that we have taken and predicted the enterprise value along with the sentiment, which is grouped into 5 point scale, and we predicted 1 year ahead, that means 4 quarters ahead we have predicted the enterprise value. We were able to predict with about 95% accuracy. So what we did was we predicted the enterprise value for the next 1 year, and at the same time the PE, PBDIT, then the sales. Then we computed those ratios of PE to EV to PBDIT, EV to sales, then EV to interest cover ratio. We have taken the median value of these ratios. So whichever company is above the median value, we have classified them as overvalued. And whichever company is below the median value, we have classified them as undervalued companies, and we tested with the actual valuation with almost 80 to 85%. We are able to predict which are overvalued, which are undervalued, using our techniques. I think this gives a brief overview of what we have done. So, what has happened is, instead of simply using financial ratios, we have taken the news, extracted the sentiment from the news using machine learning, incorporated that news along with the financial parameters for prediction, computed the median value. Then we were able to predict which are overvalued, which are undervalued 1 year ahead. So this will help a lot for the investment managers, fund managers, merger acquisitions, those companies looking for merger acquisitions, because they look at the long term value of the company, not the short term. This, in brief, is the summary of my talk. I will be very happy to answer any questions. I also thank the NLP organizers for providing me an opportunity to share my research work in the seminar. We have also applied for the patent for this work because we understand that this is the first time such work is done in the country. Once again, thank you all very much.